Imagine being a snake that can fly. No wings, no feathers, no gliding membranes. Just a long limbless body launching itself off a tree and somehow soaring through the air. Sounds like one of the coolest abilities in the animal kingdom, right? But if you're born as a flying snake, that superpower is actually a desperate survival tool. Because from the moment you hatch, you're thrown into a jungle where danger comes from every direction. Above, below, and even from your own kind. And your only escape plan: jump and hope you don't die. Today, we're uncovering the brutal truth behind one of nature's most bizarre reptiles, because despite the incredible ability to glide, it really sucks to be born as a flying snake. You hatch alone in a dangerous world. Flying snakes live in the dense forests of Southeast Asia, a place full of life and full of predators. The mother lays eggs in hidden spots like tree hollows or leaf litter, and once she's done, she leaves. No protection, no parenting, no second chances. When the babies hatch, they're completely alone. Each one is only about the size of a pencil, small, fragile, and surrounded by danger. There are no lessons on how to hunt. No one's showing them where to hide. From the very first moment, survival depends entirely on instinct. And in a jungle packed with predators, that's a huge problem. The jungle is a predator arena. For a baby snake, the rainforest isn't a home, it's a battlefield. Birds hunt from above, scanning the forest floor and tree branches for movement. Lizards and larger snakes patrol the trees, and on the ground, even more threats are waiting. Animals like the king cobra are known to eat other snakes, including smaller ones. That means a young flying snake isn't just worried about birds or mammals. It's also at risk from its own kind. Even insects can be dangerous at this stage. A large spider or aggressive ant colony can overwhelm a hatchling. At this size, almost everything is a threat, and staying hidden all the time isn't an option, because eventually you have to move, learning to climb or die trying. Unlike ground-dwelling snakes, flying snakes spend most of their time in trees, so one of the first skills a hatchling must master is climbing, and it's not easy. Tree bark can be rough or slippery. Branches can be unstable. One mistake can send the snake falling to the ground, and the forest floor is one of the most dangerous places it can be. So climbing isn't just about getting around, it's about survival. The higher you go, the better your chances of avoiding ground predators. But climbing also exposes you to new threats, especially from above. Your escape plan is jumping. Here's where things get really crazy. Flying snakes don't just climb trees, they jump off them. When threatened, they launch themselves into the air. But instead of falling, they flatten their bodies and create a sort of airfoil shape. By undulating in midair, they can glide impressive distances, sometimes up to 100 meters. It's one of the most unique forms of movement in the animal kingdom. But for a young snake, it's terrifying. Because your first glide is basically a leap of faith. There's no practice, no training. If you misjudge the angle or speed, you could crash into branches, fall to the ground, or land directly in front of a predator. Your main defense mechanism literally involves throwing yourself off a tree and hoping physics works in your favor. Hunting is a high-stakes game. Even if a young flying snake avoids predators, it still has to eat. And hunting in the canopy isn't simple. Their prey includes small lizards, frogs, and sometimes birds. Catching them requires stealth, precision, and timing. A missed strike means wasted energy. And in a place where survival depends on constant movement, energy is everything. Young snakes often struggle at first. They're inexperienced, they're smaller and weaker, and their prey is fast and alert. Miss too many meals and starvation becomes just as dangerous as predators. You're never truly safe. Let's say the snake survives long enough to grow bigger. Things should get easier, right? Not really. The rainforest never stops being dangerous. Larger predators still exist. Competition for food increases. And every movement, every climb, every glide still carries risk. Even experienced adult flying snakes can make mistakes. One bad jump, one missed branch, one wrong landing, and it could all be over. The environment is changing. On top of all these natural challenges, flying snakes face another growing problem: humans. Deforestation is rapidly destroying rainforest habitats across Southeast Asia. Trees are cut down for agriculture, development, and logging. And for a species that depends entirely on trees, this is devastating. Without a connected canopy, flying snakes lose their ability to glide effectively. Their entire survival strategy starts to fall apart. From hatching alone in a predator-filled jungle, to learning how to climb, hunt, and glide just to survive, life as a flying snake is anything but easy. Their ability to fly might seem like a superpower, but in reality, it's a risky adaptation in one of the most competitive environments on Earth. Every flying snake you see has beaten incredible odds just to stay alive. So the next time you hear about a snake soaring through the trees, remember the struggle behind that moment. Because behind that incredible glide is a life full of danger, risk, and constant survival. And that's exactly why it really sucks to be born as a flying snake.